Hello guys, I'm FatPT and I'm going to showcase a build with a budget Mr. Miyagi build.
You know what Mr. Miyagi said was the best defense in all of karate?
High outside block against an axe kick?
The best defense is no be there.
Here we're gonna spend less on the Chaos Orb and still flex like a mirror of Kalandra. You got any empty pockets? No worries, I got the tips to turn the scraps into slabs. And let's get fat without going completely broke, shall we? I'm gonna showcase you a monk that completely freezes everything. Are you trying to follow someone that's trying to go into fob guns, like breach completely entire, explode everything? Don't worry, I got you covered. I'm gonna show you something that you can make it work with, let's say, 5 to 6 divines. So the bread and butter of this build is actually the Hands of Wisdom and Action. This is gonna be all the damage that you need, and you also need Pillar of the Cage God, and eventually you'll go into the Blacksmith Crest. Everything else you can just like work around on the items, like of course I've been investing a lot, so I have a little bit more, but as long as you have like halfway of chaos resistances, let's say around 40 to 50, and you have it up and running, it's good. Eventually you will get Ingenuity, and you need to get some breach rings to actually make it even comfortable than what it was before. But until then, don't worry. I have a guide for you, and on that guide also I have a leveling up tree. So I got you covered. These are the items. I'm going to go slowly through them so you can actually have a look into them, search into them. In this case, for example, we don't need accuracy, we don't need the rarity, so you can skip those parts. If you have a look into here, you search for the 15 elemental resistances, and then with fire, lightning, or cold, you can increase all elemental as well as the other resistance that you have there. So you kind of have to calculate that a little bit on the resistances. I have a spreadsheet that I'm going to share as well on the video. If you go on the description, I'll share there that you can use, download for yourself, and just change the values. It works amazingly. The Blacksmith Crest doesn't need to be as good as this one, but let's say at least 10, 11 should work. Eventually, very important, the 11 increase weapon per 5 stacks. This is something that you need to get. Modest Regalia, Ingenuity, Passing Slot is the new Mage Blood, the PoE 2 as well. It's the other ring. Physical and cold are quite important here, and then Strength and Intelligence. Of course, maximum life makes it better in terms of survivability. But if you don't find it, it's also okay. Try to make it as less cost expensive, as it's really hard and the inflation of the prices went up, so we try to do the best as we can. Here, movement speed, resistances, that's more than enough. Chaos res is gonna be important. Here, I have the all elemental. I'm trying to swap this for some more chaos res. As well, I need to change the boots for more cold, so it's coming to handy as it is. So I'll get more cold res, 5% increase on the movement speed, fix that cold so I can also change the gloves for chaos res. I'll put chaos res eventually, but that doesn't really matter right now, as you can easily make it up and running. Just two important things on the jewels though, that's very important, is the rage on melee hit. 2 of them makes everything a lot smoother and comfortable, as rage is going to increase your damage. And as you see, the damage will increase. The cold damage will make everything freeze and then explode to Herald of Ice. But we'll go there in a second, don't worry. Also, recover life on kill and mana on kill makes it like top notch. Unique jewels, well, the other jewels you can just like fit it in with what you can, like mental damage, some damage with quarterstaffs. Like you have a lot of leverage in here, at least 2 Grand Spectrums, and this one is important as well. Strength Int is what I want, but it's kind of hard to get, so Strength X or Int X is also very good, and you need to anoint this on your amulet, which is quite cheap. Envy, Disgust, Paranoia. Let's say, I think that Disgust is around 60 something exalt, Paranoia is around 7, Envy super easy to find as well. In terms of flasks, this one's quite good. Should get on both of them increased amount, gain charges per second. Going into the skills, I'm going to go slowly again, so you can pause the video. Let's go easy here, right? I'll take a little bit longer, but I'll showcase you everything, so you can pause Evolog. These are the passives. Well, because of the weapon, we are skipping this as we're not really criting that much. We crit sometimes, but we're not criting that much. Then putting a point here actually helps out. Also because we have 9 attacks per second right here, right now. With the weapon penetrates elemental, like 30% is already quite good. It feels really comfortable, so you can skip the crit. And the crit rates, we're not going crit base. Well, at least for now. We still have a couple levels to go. I'm level 91. We're going with Unbound Avatar, as it's going to increase the DPS. That's why we're putting one of each. Fire, lightning, and cold. And also persistence, so it can increase the duration. For mapping, you don't really kinda need this. If you're doing a bridge, because you're gonna spawn loads of rares, and if you're using a map, then yes, you kinda want to have this ready. Charge staff, you want perpetual charge, super critical, innervate, link, make it so comfortable for survivability, so you can just like have more cast speed, because it makes you faster. Because after you press space, you still have that little downtime that you cannot really do anything. This helps increase cooldown, so you can do it faster. Profusion on the combat frenzy. When you freeze or you shock, this is going to help you generate the charges for charge stuff, and this is quite important because it's going to give you the damage that you need. Also the range, as it is AOE, and we are stacking AOE. Try to keep the stats as balanced as possible because of the jack of all trades. I know strength also increases, but the jack of all trades also does its part as with hands of wisdom. So if I can show you here right now, without any fighting, without generating everything, like you'll see that when I take out 23. So yeah, to make this really comfortable, make it up and running, these are the gloves that you need to have first. Of course, for leveling like Pillar of the Cage God, you can just lay a bunch of them, corrupt them. Black Sun Crest, of course, eventually we'll have it. Even if you don't have it, not that big of a deal. Damage does not go that low. And I noticed that 95k is already enough to basically explode the map. So I'll go really quick. Arrow of Thunder and Arrow of Ice are going to also be very important on the match of the skills. You'll have Long Shot, Cold Infusion, Ice Bite, Concentrate Effect, Classification, Cursing Current, Conduction, Lightning Infusion, Magnified Effect. We are swapping here. We're making Arrow of Thunder freeze and making Arrow of Ice shock. And these will help the build do the explosions. Tempest Bell for bossing mainly. As more physical damage you do and stun build up you do, the less the boss will able to do anything. To help freeze the boss, we're using End of Sheila, also for some movement, so you don't need to use Blink all the time. With Freezing Mark, we have Chaos Mastery, as it's a Chaos skill, Deep Freeze, and Cold Pan. Tempest Flurry, Inspiration, really important as this will reduce costs. Otherwise we'll go out of mana every time. Martial Tempo, Primal Armament, Crescendo, and Close Combat. And then I didn't really know what to put in here. Not enough Energy Shield to invest in Green Feast, so I just went to Mana Remnants. Because when you're killing a shocked enemy or you're like critting, even for the bosses, it helps you generate the mana that you need just to keep it going, like mindless DPS.
You know I don't play right. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. Don't give me this. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Kick ass. Nice work, LaRusso. Way to assert your dominance.
Where the hell were you?
No be there.
Hey, yeah, Michael Jackson, look at this.
Ah, pensei David. Yeah.
You have Michael Jackson, but there's some of the T-poses or so?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
He's moonwalking, man.